Mary Ann, surviving the 80s still, and I want to talk about the cold season. Not the cold temperature, but the cold hachoo season. And I've gone 7 years without a cold, and this is the first year I felt sort of twinges. So the first thing I do when I feel that, I have tincture of elderberry. And so I put in a scant teaspoon into some water, and this happens to be water that has limes in it. So it's water with vitamin C, from the natural vitamin C from the lime, and I drink that. But I want to do a bit more on preventive, and so that's what I'm going to sort of talk about today. Some of the things that we can do is sort of to help us prevent those colds from happening. And there's some herbs that will help. Astragalus is one of them. I don't know if you've heard about astragalus. I think it's related to some plant. Oh, I can almost. It's a legume type plant. Anyway, what I buy is these little, they're like tongues, strips. And when I make soup, broth, bone broth, I stick in some of these. And it helps our immune system. So we want to use some of those. Be sure and take them out. They're tough little things, but that's what I use, the astragalus root slices. And of course your onions, your garlic, those are good things. There's also a reishi mushroom, and I don't have that, but what you could do with that, you could put it in your chai teas, and it's a good season to be drinking those because it has ginger in it and some of those spices that can really boost our immune system and help us. Ashwaganda, some of you have not heard of that, and evidently a lot of people have bought it because when I went to get it, they were out. But if I had it, I would put it in my chai tea mix. It's another thing that helps us prevent colds. Our elderberry, anytime you feel a twinge of a cold, reach for elderberry. Listen to Jim and Renda Wilson in Hardiness Approach talk about elderberry. Okay, then on some of your nutrients, you want to make sure you're getting enough vitamin D. Now that's the one thing I do take supplements of because it doesn't come, well, you can get it from eggs and a few sources, but you want to make sure, and the sun, if you have sun, to make sure you're up on that. But your vitamin A, those are in these wonderful winter vegetables that we have now. The carrots, the sweet potatoes, the winter squashes, just full of vitamin A. And remember, part of the vitamin A comes from our meat source. So have your liver and onions, or make some more liverwurst. And by the way, I've been making it periodically ever since I found out how good the nutrients are for vitamin A in your eyes in the meat sources of liver. And then vitamin C. And when I eat my fermented sauerkraut, that is just teeming up with vitamin C. But if you buy it in a can, remember, you don't have any. It's gone. So don't do that. And this is just after Thanksgiving. So I am going to be, if I can get that off, I am going to be making soup today. But we didn't have turkey. We had a nice big roasted organic chicken. So I'm making chicken soup, but I'll be putting, and I think I'll be adding 3 or 4 slices of the astragalus into my soup today, so that I have that protection that will help me from colds and help Tom. And so they'll go into my soup thing. I'm going to be putting onions, garlics, carrots, celery, and of course my chicken bones, and I'm going to make chicken soup. So those are some of the things that can help us in prevention of colds. So I hope that some of these things you try, and I'm going to, and I'm just hoping for another year without a cold. They're not nice to have. And in the background here, I'm making some chai tea, and of course that has the ginger. Ginger is another thing that helps us with this season of helping us to ward off the cold. Okay, so have a good day, and take care of yourself. You want to make it to your 80s as best as you can